Hi there. Hey, I want to do a quick video and show you how you can upcycle some really cool, easy to find frames. So I took a little bit of paint and I mixed in some salt wash. Salt wash is a texture additive. I had this one frame. I picked it up at the thrift store. It was super slick. I decided to add some texture to it because that way it would be a really good way to get rid of the slickness and make the paint really, really stick. When you add the salt wash paint mixture to something like that, it really dries rock hard and it won't chip off. So I just took a little brush and just kind of do the dab, 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 let that dry, and then we're going to get to painting. Now the other two frames that I have laying there will just have a base coat of the gray. They didn't need to be textured. This is a vintage, probably from the early 1900s frame, had some issues on the corners. So I took a mold and put a piece of clay in the corner of each one because it was missing some of the scroll work, and actually it really just tied it together. After you paint, you can't even tell. I'm sorry I didn't video that. I totally forgot about it. I did it a couple weeks prior to actually painting the frame. So I just took a mold, used paper clay, unmolded it, put them in the corners, glued them in. When you paint the frame, you can't even tell. I wanted to show you what they look like. And there was big, huge chunks missing, and this is how you tie it together. So I basically put a coat of a gray down first. I actually used Dixie Belle's Hurricane Gray for the gray, and then I pulled three more colors. I had burlap, which is the tan color that I am putting on here. The idea is to go put a base coat on and then basically dry brush. What a dry brush is where you dip your brush into paint and then you kind of pat it off. As you can see, when I dip it into paint, I kind of just wipe it off on the tablecloth that I'm using. You can use a paper towel or something like that. But anyhow, it basically glides over all the peaks and valleys of the structure that you're painting over, and it barely adds paint. By doing them in a layer type fashion, meaning starting with the gray, then adding the tan, and then adding two softer shades of white, it makes the frame appear to be like a plaster frame, like a old vintage, it is vintage, but a plaster made frame. It's amazing how just little bites of paint, and you guys, I hardly put any paint in that container, right? There's hardly any paint in here, and I will use it for all three frames. I am just going the dark gray, the tan of the burlap, then I use Dixie Belle's Ecru, which is an off-white with a gray undertone, and Sawmill Gravy, which is a little bit of a lighter white. So every single one that I did left me with this result. Look how the different hues of the whites over the gray just soften this. I got three beautiful frames that are coordinating. They don't match because the frames are all different, but aren't they stunning? Super easy upcycle if you want to get your frames in your house to all be different. Thanks for watching.